this is Daniel J, and you're watching JayeSpotTV right here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave your comments down below because I always like to see what you guys have to say. And don't be afraid to share it with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Daniel J. And as always, check out onthejspot.com for all updates on blogs, vlogs, and radio news.
Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Yeah.
What does love mean to you? How do you define love and relationships? I know for me, love is definitely something that I don't believe should hurt. And I don't feel like love is about pain or all of that stuff. It shouldn't hurt. When you love someone, it should make that person feel good. It should make you feel good. And for all my Bible thumpers out there that feel like, well, the Lord died for our sins and that was love and it was painful. I'm not talking about sacrificial love. I'm not talking about the type of love that you have somebody where you'll jump in front of a bullet or you'll get stabbed, to prevent that person from getting hurt. I'm talking about abusive type of love, okay? Love is not supposed to be abusive. Love is not supposed to make you feel like you're not enough. Love is not supposed to make you feel like you're just a check off on somebody's to-do list. Love is not supposed to make you feel inadequate. And a lot of times in relationships, things just don't work out because we don't have those communications. We don't have those conversations where we sit down and say, what does love mean to you? What do you define love as? And a lot of us get into these relationships and even friendships where even if those conversations come up, the person does they say all the things that we know you're supposed to say. Oh, well, love is being there for somebody. It's just knowing who they are. And, it's being ride or die for that person. Whatever they need, you're right there. And that's cute. But let's be honest, a lot of us, when it comes to the word love, when it comes to relationships, we suck. And why do we suck? Because so many people in our past, so many things in our past have happened that now we're jaded, we're affected now, we're scared to love, we're scared to open up our heart and trust people. We are literally scared and afraid that someone is going to do to us what the last person did to us in our last relationship. And I think one of the most important things to do in any relationship, whether it's romantic, whether it's platonic, whatever, communication is key. You have to have the conversations. My personal belief is love is not about take, or give. It's a give and take. It's a learn and teach. I think that any relationship that I have in my life right now, all of my friends, whatever, people that are close to me, understand that our relationship is a teach and learn and a give and take. I give and I take, you give and you take. I learn and teach, you learn and teach. And if you're in a relationship where you're constantly the one teaching or you're constantly the one learning, there's something wrong with that. I don't, and I'm not one of those people that feel like you have to be, 40 or in your 30s or 50s to just have all the wisdom. Age to me is nothing but a number because nowadays you can be 15 and have gone through hell compared to somebody 40 who has never really experienced any type of tragedy in their life. And you can have a lot of wisdom based on those experiences. I have gone through tremendous amounts of things in my life that give me not an advantage, but they give me a wisdom. They give me an insight and an observation and an opinion on things that most people, when they listen to me talk, they feel like, well, wow, that makes so much sense. You're so young. How can you know this? And we need to get out of that. We need to stop thinking that, you have to be 60 years old, like you have to be Confucius to have wisdom or to have knowledge about something. And when it comes to the issue of relationships and love, I think a lot of people feel like you know what love is the older that you get. And I hate to break it to you, some people that are older, they suck at it too. They don't know how to properly love someone. They don't know how to have a healthy, meaningful relationship either. And it's all because, like I said, they've gone through things in their life that they've not dealt with. And now their definition of love, their idea of what a relationship should be is different than yours. For me, I don't think that if you're in a relationship with me, if you're in a friendship with me, I can't take my definition of what love is and define define for you what love is for you. I have to get to know you. I have to ask questions. I have to be observant and aware and pay attention to the things that you do, the things that you don't do, the things that you like, the things you don't like, the things you say, the things that you don't say. And based on all of those things, in addition to communicating with you, I discover what your definition of love is. So when I go to do something to show my love for you, I'm doing something that you can relate to. I'm doing something that you can identify with. And like I said, I'm not talking about abusive love. I'm not talking about somebody that has been battered, so their idea of love is getting punched in the face. No, in that instance, absolutely not. Yes, we need to change your definition. If you think that getting punched in your face and getting Rihanna is what love is, we need to go ahead and discuss that that's not love. That's called abuse, okay? And you might need to change your definition. But I'll give you an example. I have a friend who is in love with giraffes. She likes giraffe prints, anything giraffe. It could be a picture, a print, a stuffed animal, a frame, whatever it is that's giraffe, she just loves it. And I know this about her. It brings her joy. It just makes her happy. Much like doing laundry, fresh linens make her happy. So if I went on, let's say her birthday, and I go and buy her a Prada bag. A Prada bag is really expensive. And to me, I might think, well, this is a really expensive bag. You should love this because I spent all this money on it. And she'll take the bag. She'll be appreciative of the bag. But knowing her, if I took her a Prada bag versus a giraffe purse that I got at a thrift shop, she would enjoy the thrift shop giraffe purse because there's thought in that gift. It is something that represents what she loves, who she is, what she's about. And the fact that I've paid attention enough to know that that is something that she would enjoy would mean more to her than if I got her some expensive Prada or Louis or whatever bag that she may or may not even wear. And those are the types of things I think that we, as human beings, we miss out on. We go around every day and we're so narcissistic, we're so all about us that we start to define for other people what things are for us, even down to what dating is. You know, there's so many different views on what dating is. Are you dating exclusively? What's the difference between dating exclusively and being in a relationship? And my thing is it's all about communication. What have you sat down and discussed with that person? What have you learned from that person? There are people in my life that there's people that used to be in my life that I just had to let go because they weren't being aware. They were not aware of who I was. And things that I would deliberately and very, very abrasively tell them, this is who I am, this is how I like to be treated. And they would continue to do the same thing that would hurt me or that would anger me or frustrate me. And after a while I said, you know what? If you don't care enough about me to pay attention, then we can't be friends. We can't be in this relationship. I have to let you go. No hard feelings. You go your way and I'll go mine. And I think a lot of us are afraid of those conversations. We're afraid that we're going to be mean or looked at as harsh. And it doesn't have to be that way. If you have someone in your life that is continuously doing something to you that is hurting your feelings, that is making you feel worthless, that is making you feel any type of way that you don't enjoy, you have the right to look at them and say, hey, I've explained this to you numerous times. I've told you that doing X, Y, and Z is going to make our friendship, our relationship not work, and you continue to do it. So if you can't respect me and love me enough to pay attention and try to, work on you and work on us, we don't need to be friends. We don't need to be in this relationship. And I know a lot of people that are in relationships and they're miserable. They're miserable because they don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to talk it out. And let me say this. When you talk something out with somebody, if I come to my friend, or if I come to somebody that I'm in a relationship with and I tell them, look, this is who I am, you're doing X, Y, and Z, and it's hurting my feelings. I then have to be adult enough and open enough to hear them tell me that I'm doing things that's hurting their feelings. It's a two-way street. Relationships, friendships, companionships, it's not a one-way street. You can't, excuse me, got something choked up in my throat. You can't play this game, quote unquote, with two catcher's mitts. Nor can you play the game with no catcher's mitts. You have to have at least one catcher's mitt on one hand and another hand free to throw something out there. I have to be ready to catch something, and I have to be able to throw something. And those are, to me, those are friendships. When you're able to do that, those are friendships that last. Those are relationships that last. Those are healthy, communicative relationships that are able to work things out. And just in my own opinion, it's one of the reasons why I don't have a lot of friends. I have a lot of acquaintances. I have a lot of people that I know. I have a lot of people that know me. But there are only a handful of people that I would literally trust my life with, because we've been there. We've done that. We've had those communications, and we continue to have those communications. My best friend and I, we've been best friends going on, I think, 11 or 12 years. And we still have these conversations. There are still things that I have to remind her, or she has to remind me, hey, we talked about this and you know how I feel. Or just new stuff, because we're getting older. So new stuff might pop up and we need to have a new conversation. We need to have a new dialogue about something. And, you know, I thought about the words friendship, companionship, and relationship. And I thought to myself, why do all these words end in ship? And just in my own head, you know how you kind of figure out stuff in your own head, like you make a metaphor and it makes sense. You're like, oh, that's tight. So trust me, this is not, I didn't read this in a book. This is not, don't take this as definitive word from Daniel J. But in my mind, I like to think that these words end in ship, because ships have to go in multiple directions. Ships have to be able to go north and south, east and west. They can't just go one way. They have to navigate this large mass of water and know that they're headed in the right direction. And when they're not headed in the right direction, be able to maneuver and to switch directions so that they're headed in the right one. And that, to me, is what those type of friendships, relationships, and companionships are about. It's about both of us being able to talk to one another, have dialogue with one another, and allow each other to define for ourselves what love is. And then when we've defined it for ourselves, figure out whether or not the other person can accommodate those things. Whether or not the other person can look at that and say, you know what, if that's how you need to be loved, I will do my best to love you in that way because I love you. And so I think that if you are just open in that way, if you know how to communicate, if you know how to have those difficult conversations, you'll have friendships and relationships that last forever. And I'm thankful to God, really and honestly, that I have friendships that have lasted years, you know, decades. I know y'all looking at me like, boy, you ain't but 12. But seriously, I have friendships. I have one friendship that's, like I said, me and my best friend have been best friends for almost 12 years, 11 or 12 years. I have a friend that I still communicate with from grade school. So we've known each other 20 plus years, you know, and a lot of people in my life, in my circle, I've known at least 5 years or more, that are still just close to me and relevant to my life. And they'll tell you, I'm one of the most observant people that they have come across. I notice everything, and if I see something that is not going on, I'll be like, look, tap, 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 tap. We need to talk this out. But I think it's just so important, especially in a day and age where people are just going crazy. You know, people are just doing whatever they want to, whenever they want to, and it's hurting a lot of people. We cannot go into fresh new relationships, fresh new friendships, and carry baggage from old ones, carry baggage from people that have hurt us. We have to be able to get a healthy definition of what love is and be able to share that with someone that will in turn give us what it is that we need, and then we in turn give them what they need to make sure that that friendship, that link, that connection works in a healthy way. That's all for this video. For more videos, you can always go to onthejspot.com. Sign up to become a JScriber. All you have to do is put in your email, create a password, and you're done. It's free 99. It gives you full access to the site. So all the archive stuff from the radio show, certain photo galleries and things like that, it gives you full access to that. And check out the blogs on there. I have a blog on the website. You can check out all of my videos that are on there. I post them on there as well. And let's see, anything else going on in the world? Oh, updates, yes. March 8th, I need you all to be in Burbank at the Missing Piece Theater, because a wonderful, wonderful show that I am blessed to be a part of is going to be opening on March 8th. It's running for 2 weekends, so March 8th and 9th, and then the following weekend, which I don't know the dates, but you can check that out. The following weekend, it'll still be running. It is a Vintage City Entertainment production, written and directed by the fabulous, wonderful friend of mine, Ty French. And it is basically, it's called Hurt People, Hurt People. And it is an awesome play about 5 girls in a group home that go through their struggles and go through their issues. And much like I've been talking about this video, start to define for themselves what love is, what relationships and friendships are. So it's going to be an awesome, awesome play that you do not want to miss. You can go to VintageCityENT.com to purchase tickets. I advise you to get your tickets early because it is bound to be sold out. You do not want to miss this show, and you don't want to wait till the last minute and be like, oh my God, I didn't get my ticket, and then there are no more tickets left because you waited too long. Okay, so you can go to VintageCityENT.com for tickets, or you can head over to my website at onthejspot.com for information about what the show is, what it's about, and of course, there's a link there where you can also purchase your tickets. I love all of you guys. Make sure that you go out and have an awesome and amazing day. Spread the love, spread the joy, and I will see you next video. Deuces, my mooses.
D-A-N-Y-O-L, Daniel J, that's my name. D-A-N-Y-O-L, Daniel J, that's my name. Get it together, say